Story of how Osho saved his friend from suicide. Osho had a friend who wanted to commit suicide. Let's call him Danny. His parents were worried sick. Danny locked himself in his room. His father went running to Osho. They tried to persuade him to come out of the room, but he wouldn't listen, he wouldn't answer. The whole neighborhood gathered there, they were all trying to persuade him. Danny stopped talking to them, he became quiet, absolutely quiet. They would knock on the doors and he would not answer. There was great fear. Has he committed suicide? Or is he going to commit? Or what is happening? There was a panic. The father said to Osho, "You come, something urgently needs to be done. His life is in danger." So Osho went there and saw people were weeping out loud. The mother was crying, he was the only child. The father was crying and the friends had gathered. The whole neighborhood was there. Osho went to the door, he knocked on the door and said, "Listen, if you really want to commit suicide, this is no way. Why gather such a crowd? Why make so much fuss? I have brought my car. I will take you to a beautiful place on the Narmada River, you can jump from there." Danny opened the door, he looked at Osho with very suspicious eyes. He could not believe it. Osho said, "You come with me." He went with Osho. Osho asked him, "Would you like to do anything before you commit suicide? Any food, some Italian dish, spaghetti, or something else? Would you like to go to some movie? Would you like to see your girlfriend, or anything? Because this is your last chance. And I have other things to do also, so you just finish soon. I want to be back home by 12 o'clock in the night. So 11 we will leave, you take the jump, I say goodbye to you, and it is finished. Why make so much nonsense? And this is not a place to die, in the marketplace. And the place where Osho used to live Jabalpur, it has a beautiful spot. If anybody wants to commit suicide, they never come across a more beautiful spot. For 4 miles, marble hills, just marble hills, and between those hills flows the river Narmada. People say there is no other place in the world so beautiful. Taj Mahal is nothing. It is unbelievable. When you go into it on a full moon night on the boat, you cannot believe your eyes that such a thing can exist. Many times when Osho took people for the first time, they could not believe. One of his old teachers who went with him to that place started crying and he said, "I would like to touch and feel the rocks, because I cannot believe that they are. This is more beautiful than any dream I have ever seen." So Osho said, "In such a marketplace, trying to die? Come on. By," and he was just listening to Osho and he was not saying yes or no, he said, "I have nothing to do, but I am very tired. I would like to sleep for a few hours." Osho said, "Okay, you sleep in my room. I will also sleep and we can fix the alarm and we will go." So Osho fixed the alarm, and saw he could not sleep. He was turning and tossing, and when the alarm went off he immediately put it off. And Osho asked, "What are you doing?" He said, "I am very much tired." Osho replied, "Tired I am not, that is my problem because I will have to come back too. You will be finished once and forever. These are not questions a dying man has. Tired this and that. What is the point of being tired or rested? You just get into the car." Danny became very angry and said, "Are you my friend or my enemy? I don't want to commit suicide. Why are you forcing me to commit suicide?" Osho said, "I am not forcing, you wanted to commit. I am simply a friend and helping, I am simply cooperating. If you don't want to commit, that is your business. But whenever you want to commit, come, and I will be here." And he never went to see Osho. Not only that, he started avoiding him. Osho said he had not seen him for years. All those people trying to console him and forbid him from committing suicide would have helped him die, would have tempted him. When so many people are saying no, it is only natural to get tempted. We are tempted to do that which has been denied. The joy of doing it comes because of the denial. Adam would have never bothered to eat from the tree of knowledge, had he not been told, "Don't eat from the tree of knowledge." The very commandment gave rise to the temptation. Take a look at how our mind functions. If it is told not to do this, a great temptation to do it arises. We feel the need to rebel and assert ourselves. We do not like being told what to do and what not to do. We want to do our own thing. Take the example of a child. The very word no or don't creates the urge in the child to want to do it. No creates the temptation to rebel. Freedom itself is very non-tempting, and if the world has freedom to do things, unwholesome things could disappear on their own. Mankind has tried down the ages to force laws on people. And it so happened that the more laws enforced, the more rebellious people became. And rightfully so. That seems to be the only way to protect your freedom, their very being. Otherwise, they would have been reduced to slaves. Adam did well. If he obeyed to the commandment, he would still be in paradise but a mere slave. And what is the point of having all the luxury of paradise and a slave, bereft of freedom, authenticity, and dignity? If Adam had not rebelled and not eaten the forbidden fruit, he would be a spineless and impotent weakling. It was courageous of him to risk being banished for the sake of freedom. This could not be more relevant and resoundingly so in this day and age. Our society has not understood this phenomenon yet. The more we prohibit, the more denial. And this tendency seems to be deeply rooted in our upbringings. If our parents have told us not to do something that we are doing, we feel guilty about it, and if we don't do it, we feel that we are not free. Either way, we feel trapped. It is said that a man becomes free only when he is not controlled by such an idea, or when those parental voices have disappeared from consciousness. Only then have you become a matured person. Only when you have dropped or let go of the guilt, you suddenly lose all your temptations. So what Osho is trying to say is for us to look deeply within ourselves and see if the voice of no and don't still reigns supreme in way we perceive things. This voice simply creates a friction of being stuck between guilt and not being totally free. For us to be totally free, we need to drop the voice of denial, for denial creates temptations.